Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new week here on DSPGaming. I'm back from break, and on today's show, we've got some important updates and topics to talk about. Notably, the schedule needs to be amended, changed, and shuffled around per feedback that I've gotten from you over the past couple of days. So expect updates on Fallout 4, SVC Chaos, Nintendo World Championships, and more. Plus, I have a major update regarding DSP Throwback. I have chosen the next game that will be on the channel, and I think you're all going to be pleased. And of course, coming up this week, we've got the big marathon on Saturday, plus some game news to cover today. So, prepare yourself for a news-filled, update-filled, eventful, jam-packed episode of the Level 1 Podcast. Alrighty, everybody. Good morning. Let's the camera. This camera keeps getting knocked, and I don't know why. I notice that every time when I start my show. See that? I think it's the wire. I think the wire is like pulling it in one direction or something there. It's a little weird. Anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. Today is Thursday, the 25th of July, 2024. Of course, I'm Darkside Phil. A brand new week. Feeling nicely refreshed. Decided to do a green background today because I haven't done a green background in quite some time. I was like, let's do a little bit of variety for today. And I'm feeling excited for this week because we're going to have a good variety of stuff. However, as you know, as a variety content creator, I always need to keep my ear to the ground, so to speak, and listen to what you guys have to say regarding everything that is going on. And the schedule last week, we wrapped up a couple of things that were actually interesting and you guys really enjoyed. For example, we finished the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC for Elden Ring. That was a good one for a month. People coming out and supporting and enjoying those streams. And now it's over. All good things come to an end. And we Riven Remake. That was a good one for a couple of weeks there. Even though it was a shorter game, it was cool to go down memory lane and check out some of these awesome classics from the 90s, now reimagined in full first-person 3D. And it's also been really awesome to be playing a lot of stuff on my mini PC recently and getting a lot of use out of it. So that's all great. Right? Then, because I had finished that stuff up, I decided to start a couple of new things because, well, not really a couple of new things. One thing that was returning after an extended hiatus and another thing that was brand new, but I knew wasn't going to have like crazy amounts of attention or longevity. It was just kind of a little bit of a time filler. So Fallout 4 returned on Monday for the first time in like a month and a half on my streams. To be honest about Fallout 4, let's talk about each of these in order here. I'm well aware that the Fallout hype died. Fallout hype started in April with the release of the Fallout TV series on Prime Video. And I played that game for a month, and quite frankly, yeah, it had hype, and people were excited and were showing up for the streams. But I noticed, as we were getting to late May, that the hype had died. And the streams were slowing down more and more. Less people were showing up, less views on the videos as they uploaded. And so I kind of knew that it was going to be the chill stream in the rotation for a bit. Other games that I had been playing were getting more attention, which was fine because it was a good balance. But then when Elden Ring came out, the DLC that is, I knew I was going to have to put it on hiatus. There was no way I was going to be able to keep playing through it with Elden Ring. But now we're kind of between a rock and a hard place. Allow me to explain. We're about 60 hours into Fallout 4. That's a lot of time invested over the last 4 months into this game. This is my yearly Bethesda playthrough. As you know, every year I've been playing a Bethesda game, including New Vegas, Skyrim, Oblivion, and now Fallout 4. It's been awesome each year to play through a Bethesda game. It's a great experience. It's kind of almost a tradition now, right? But where we left off is we were in the Nuka World DLC. And the Nuka World DLC for some is interesting, and for others it's incredibly boring. I'm somewhere in the middle. Like, I remember some of it, and I remember parts of it I don't like, and parts of it I like. Like, the Oswald plot line about ghouls was interesting, but then when I'm going to fight 7,000 generic robots in the Galaxy City part, it's incredibly boring. So what I'm trying to do is finish up this Fallout 4 playthrough. But on Monday, I realized it's not doing well at all. Like, we had, at one point, less than 200 viewers on the daytime stream. And people were kind of complaining, yeah, this is boring. Now, support was decent only because of a kind of a last-minute contribution from someone who showed up, like, in the last half an hour to help out. And I really appreciate that. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I get the feeling, you know, the game has basically run its course. People don't really care about this anymore. I did play as much as I could when it was popular, but there's not much I could do. I couldn't force my way through a 60-plus hour game within, say, 2 weeks. It would have been the only thing I played, and everyone would have been bored then. It was said it was too much overload. And so, you know, what I think we're going to have to do moving forward with Fallout 4 is very simple. We're just going to have to push for completion. And what I mean by that is, I'm not going to be beating around the bush. I'm not going to be doing any further side content. We have to finish the Nuka World DLC as soon as possible. We have to get back to the main game. We have to build that transporter thing and get to the Institute. We have to do whatever base Institute missions are there. And then we have to pick our ending and finish the game. The game has definitely run its course. And the thing is, I've invested 60 hours of stream time into this. I don't want to dump the playthrough for those who have been along for the ride. But no exaggeration, that's less than 300 people who are still watching. Just take a look at the videos from Monday. They don't even have 300 views, okay? So we need to wrap this up. And that's directly based on your feedback from what I saw on Monday. People saying, listen, we understand you invested a ton of time, but let's finish it as soon as possible. So that's number one. That is my intention, is today to push through and finish that Nuka World DLC. Get back to the main game, try to advance the main plot, and get as far as I can. I'm hoping within, say, 2 or 3 streams of this, we're going to beat it. Okay? That's my hope. I can't promise that, but I hope that that's the case so that we can move on to other stuff. I want to get a viewing audience back. I don't want people to say, oh, he's playing Fallout today. Oh, I'm taking off. I'll be back, you know, later when he's done with this game. In fact, it's kind of a shame because, again, Fallout 4 was doing quite well back in April, May. People were like, oh, I didn't even realize this game was this good. I'm like, yeah, not that it's the best. I definitely think the story of Fallout New Vegas and 3 is better, but the gameplay mechanics of this game are actually much improved from those games. And if you stay away from the base building, which I have, I literally didn't do the Minutemen plotline, right? If you don't do that, the game's significantly better. You don't get bothered to go defend bases at a constant level, and you don't get pulled away and get annoyed by the game. You can just play it like any other Fallout game, which is why I think I've enjoyed it so much. So, and by the way, my apologies. Yes, my allergies are bothering me. On my day off, I cleaned all of the filters and all the air conditioners because I noticed the last couple of days I was having issues in here. I was sneezing and having some burning eyes. I'm like, why is that? And I looked at the filter. All the air conditioner filters were filthy, and I cleaned them less than a month ago. So the air has been pretty bad out here with pollen and soot from wildfires and stuff. And that's why I was like, oh, so now I've cleaned it. I'm hoping it'll make it better today. But yeah, I got the nasal drip right now. It's really bothering me, and I apologize for that. Oh, okay. So anyway, I need to finish Fallout 4 as soon as possible. That's the goal. I hope that you'll be along for the ride with me. Like, let's say you're here right now for the podcast. And you were like, you know, I was going to dip. I was going to get out of here once he starts with Fallout 4. Stick around because we could just hang out. It could be a hangout session where we just talk and interact. It doesn't have to always be about the game. In this case, yes, I want to finish the game. I put so much time into it. I don't want to leave a few people hanging who are watching it for the end. Please stick around and hang out with me if you can. And of course, I would say support the streams, but I'm going to be dead honest with you. I don't think we're going to get much support for Fallout 4 moving forward. I think it's going to be probably the deadest streams that I have when it comes to that, unless we get lucky like I did on Monday and have a very generous person who shows up last minute. I feel like the game is pretty dead. So there's not much I can do about that, but I need to push through. So let's try to go for completion within the next 2 to 3 streams. Okay? Cool. Now, the other new game that I started playing is SVC Chaos, which is a retro fighting game from 2003. All right, SNK versus Capcom. It's SNK's take on a crossover title. It's not a great game. It actually has issues. In fact, as I went to play it the other day, I was having issue with charge characters. I was like, I don't understand why my charge moves don't come out. Someone explained to me in the comments why. They said when they made the game, they screwed it up. Just listen to this. So in any other fighting game, if you want to do a charge move, okay, you can use a hybrid direction to charge. So for example, let's say you're Guile and you want to throw a sonic boom. Well, you can charge down back, so you're doing a crouching block, and out of crouching block, you go to forward and do a sonic boom. But not in SVC. In SVC, you have to hold back first, then go to down back. There's an extra input. Then you can throw the sonic boom. Same thing if you want to do a flash kick. You can't just go down, back to up. You have to go down, then back, then up. It's a different input, and it is messed up. Like, you shouldn't have to do that in any fighting game. This is the only recorded fighting game where this was an issue. SNK screwed it up completely. And because of that, that apparently was one of the reasons why the game was actually competitively panned, because they were like, this is dumb that they actually screwed up the inputs of their own game. So I didn't know that, and that's why I was having issue with the game. But anyway, it's a wild fighting game. You get to see all the Capcom characters drawn in the SNK style. You get to see Capcom movesets converted into an SNK fighting style, you know, like Balrog or Vega or M. Bison or Sagat playing as if they're from the King of Fighters series. It's really bizarre, to say the least. There's also some ridiculous oddball characters in the game. Not only the SNK side, which already is kind of wild, but all these weird Mars people, Dimitri from Darkstalkers, evil versions of like several different characters. It's pretty weird, to say the least, these characters. So I had a great time playing it and just kind of messing around with it back on Tuesday. In fact, I won a ton because I have an innate knowledge of these older fighting games. I was winning more often than losing. I think there's only like 2 or 3 people who actually knew the ins and outs of the combat system, and they kind of beat me. There's a Guile, a Geese, and maybe one other guy. Outside of that, I pretty much beat the crap out of everyone else who I faced. Apparently a detractor, too, wanted to play me. I don't know. I don't care. And I beat their ass, too. So it was fun just messing around in this game, okay? I'd like to play more of it. And in fact, if you take a look at the videos didn't do that bad on demand. The stream did decently for a first stream, but I am nervous now that I've played it once and the gimmick has worn out. How would it do on future streams? So let me put it this way. I am going to play it again, but I don't want to make it like some kind of a staple of the schedule. I want to do it as like an oddity, kind of like how I was playing the Star Wars Battlefront collection, where I would just kind of interject it from time to time as a stream just for variety's sake. That's kind of how I want to approach SVC Chaos, okay? So, FYI, we have to establish how exactly I'm going to be playing that game moving forward and where it's going to fit into the schedule. What I'm kind of alluding to here is the schedule that I put out earlier the week probably isn't going to stand. Like, originally I said I was going to play that tomorrow. I'm probably not going to, okay? So, in regards to... Oh, of course it'll get bumped when the SVC collection releases, Dab Hands. The thing is, there's still no date. I mean, here we are, almost a week removed from EVO. They still haven't announced a release date for the MVC collection. You know what that tells me? They fucked it up. That probably the people who played it at EVO found issues with it. And were like, nah, this is messed up. This isn't right. So I bet you that they're going back to re-fix the game or rebalance the game or something. Like someone had said in the stream chat the other day, they had fixed glitches. Like there's a Juggernaut power-up glitch that makes him be ultra-powered for no good reason, and he can come in and just do like insane damage. And I guess there was 2 or 3 different glitches that they had fixed, and people playing it at EVO were like, nah, you can't do that. Like that was parts of the gameplay. And listen, even though those are game bugs, that's not even part of the meta of the game. It's just part of the fun of the silliness of the game. If you take that out, you're removing parts of classic fighting history. You have to put those back. So it sounds to me like they have to go back to the drawing board, reset the whole game, and fix the problems that they fixed. They have to unfix them somehow. So that, like I said, they're probably going to reset the whole project. So I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, there's no date for that. If there was a date for MVC Collection, dude, we'd be excited, right? We'd put it in the schedule. I'd be excited to say, yeah, I'm going to play it. You know, now we know it'll run, because if SVC runs easily on my PC, then obviously MVC Collection will run on there too. So I'm stoked for this, you know? So anyway, that's what's going on. With Fallout 4, we absolutely have to turbo through this game, okay? And we're going to do that moving forward starting today. With the SVC Chaos, it's a good game. It's fun to play as a kind of a time killer. It's not necessarily a competitive game, but it's silly fun. I want to play it more, but it's not going to be played as a major release or anything. It's not going to be taking up tons of major streams. It's going to be more of a sporadic thing that I interject here or there into the schedule. All right. Cool. So, that being said, right, what can you expect this week? Well, what I'd like to do is reshuffle the schedule around a bit so you guys know what is coming up. And also, I have a big update regarding DSP Throwback, a whole change in a little bit of philosophy and stuff that's going to happen over there as a result of YouTube issues, okay? So, let's talk. Today, Fallout 4, pushing through this Nuka-Cola World DLC. We have to finish it today. And I think we will. We have to get these stupid star cores. We have, like, 11 more to get or something dumb like that. So we'll run around like idiots for an hour collecting star cores, trade them in, assign that area. Then I think you get to the final leg of the story of the DLC. We could get that done. Let's just get it wrapped up, okay? Then we'll go back to the main game, see how far we can get in the main plot line. Remember, we have to build the stupid transponder or whatever it is, transporter. In that regards, that's crafting at the base and shit, which is going to be tedious, I feel. I guess we'll see how it goes. If you guys can help me with that, I would appreciate it, because I would like to get right to the Institute and continue on with the plot as soon as possible. Okay, tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it is going to be Stardew Valley Chill. It's been great last few streams. We actually finished the first mine, got to level 120, I should say, and got a key that I guess unlocks the second mine, but I'm not sure how that works because we don't have access to a second mine yet. We've been doing all kinds of fun stuff. We actually got an event coming up where I'm going to be giving like my best crops and things to this event, where I guess you get graded on the level of crops you've given. You get like a reward and stuff. So I'm working on that. You know, there's a lot going on in Stardew, but of course it's also chill fun, and I'm going to adopt the same philosophy I did the other day. When we play Stardew Valley moving forward, I'm going to relax with you guys a lot more. And what I mean by that is I'm going to read your messages in chat, pause the game, put the controller down, and talk with you. Because with Stardew, there's so much going on and there's so much time management. It's easy to get wrapped up in the game and rushing through days because you don't want to miss any time. But a lot of the times, you guys just want to chat. And I'm totally down for that. I want to talk with you guys. So I need to take time to do that. Not just keep playing the game, and ignore the interactive nature of my stream. So I'm going to make an honest effort to do more of that tonight with Stardew, pausing the game and talking with you more, okay? So that's today. I hope, guys, you will support today's streams. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, I'm not expecting much from people who are going to be here for Fallout 4. I already know that the game's kind of dead, right? It would be great if those of you who are here for the podcast, you were thinking of supporting the stream, if you could. It would be great if you could support it early. This channel is down this month. Because of a few factors, mostly because there's no new games, right? If you think about it this month, I played the Elden Ring DLC all month. I played a lot of Street Fighter 6, right? There hasn't been a lot going on in regards to new games, so because of that, it does die down. It does this every summer, okay? We're at the end of the month. It'd be great to get a little bit of a push to maybe make up for the behindness that I have right now, and also, there's a marathon on Saturday. That might help, so we'll talk about that in a few minutes, okay? But in truth, I'm not really expecting that much. I wouldn't be surprised if this stream right now with Fallout 4 is nearly dead. And there's nothing I can do about that. I got to push through it. I just got to finish the game. Okay? Tomorrow, what I'd like to do is do something different. Instead of SVC Chaos, which originally I was going to do, and I'm like, I'm not feeling it. I don't think people are going to like it that much. I think that's more of an interject here or there as a night stream deal. I think tomorrow, I would like to do my first ever dose of the Nintendo World Championships, which came out less than a week ago, right? Or was it about a week ago now? I think it was less than a week ago. Hold on one second, because I'm hearing some noise outside. Okay, it was a garbage truck outside collecting trash. It was very loud. All right, so tomorrow I would like to start with the Nintendo World Championships. This is a game that came out less than a week ago on the Switch. This is a game where you basically do fun challenge runs in classic NES games, you know, pretty much the big ones, the greats, the ones that everyone remembers, the Mario series, Zelda, I think Metroid's in there. I'm not sure. I think there's a couple. I'm trying to remember exactly what games. I know Donkey Kong's in there. I'm not sure which ones, though. So it's basically like a lot of challenges in these games. And the fun part about that game is as I do these challenge runs, you guys can vote in the chat, like, what challenge run do you want to see me to do? And we can do a poll where you guys can vote on what you want to see. And that's cool, right? And then when we do the challenge runs, you can vote, do you think Phil will complete the challenge or not? And so there'll be a lot of interactive nature to those streams that we don't get with other games, okay? So I want to give it a shot because here's the thing. I wanted to play that game during my marathon on Saturday regardless. So it just makes sense to give it like a preview the day before on stream to investigate it to see what it's all about. And so that way we can maybe line up what we want to do on Saturday's marathon when I'm a little bit buzzed because I'll be drinking. So yeah, tomorrow we'll premiere the Nintendo World Championships, okay? Now, to be quite transparent, it would be great if I could raise enough tips today to buy the game. Because right now, you know, I just had my day off. I ran errands. Basically, all my funds were spent for the week. Luckily, I did get paid by YouTube, but that's all going to bills. So depending on how much I raise today with tips, that's how quick I can buy Nintendo World Championships, essentially. Like, I'm trying to raise funds today during the streams just to buy the game for tomorrow's stream. Okay? I don't know how much it is. Is it 50 bucks? 40 bucks? 60 bucks? I don't even know. I literally don't even know. So, however much it is, you know, the sooner I raise it, the better, and I can buy it and install it and be ready for tomorrow. Then tomorrow night will be Friday Night Fights, and it will be Street Fighter 6. I'm strongly leaning towards using E-Honda. You know, we actually had a great stream of Dalsim the other day. I'm going to talk about that in a minute because I want to talk about that and also Phil's day off after we finish the schedule. It was my best Dalsim stream ever, actually. So I would definitely like to continue with that, but do other characters rather than Bison. You know, it's actually been refreshing to not be playing with Bison for a change. But I think tomorrow night, maybe I'll go back to Honda and I'll play with him a little bit in casual play and then jump into ranked again, just like I did with Dalsim. Okay? So there you go. I'm excited for that. And that should be good for Friday Night Fights. Now, Saturday is the big event, the one that you asked me for. The one that we've been planning out for weeks and weeks, and it's finally coming to fruition. If I can find the picture, and my mouse wheel is still broken. I haven't bought a new mouse. Where the hell is it? Here it is. The Digital Summer Party is this coming Saturday. What can you expect? Well, we'll probably do some of the Nintendo World Championship since I'm buying it. And I'm going to try it tomorrow. We'll probably do a segment there where it will be challenge runs in that game. Also, there probably will be some Street Fighter casualized gameplay. I doubt I'll be doing ranked during that marathon, but probably some casual gameplay, maybe with various different characters. Also, I might do some SVC Chaos just for silly fun. If you guys want some Stardew Valley, we could chill in Stardew and play a little bit of that. We could just hang out and do some Q&A hangout session. There is going to be food. I'm going to be ordering some food during that day, and my wife and I spoke, and we probably want to do barbecue. I've not actually had, like, barbecue, American barbecue, in a long time. So I'll probably order some barbecue food for that day that I will eat live during the stream with all of you. And yes, there will be booze. I went to the liquor store, and I got two things. I got a pina colada mix, and I haven't had pina coladas. I couldn't even tell you the last time I had one. They're good. I love pina coladas, you know, the coconut and pineapple and rum. But I'll be sipping on that all day long. That's a nice summertime drink. And I also got some tequila. So if we feel like some shots, I could do some tequila shots during the stream, okay? So it's going to be some drinking, some eating, variety of games, and just hanging out. It's supposed to be a chill vibe session, okay? It's not going to be something where we are absolutely set and we must do so much of each thing and we have to adhere to a schedule or anything like that. It's going to be more just casualized, fun, laid back, relaxing, having a good time. It absolutely would be great if you guys could come by and hang out with me at any time during the day. The stream will start around the normal time, and we'll go all day long and probably finish between 7 and 8 p.m. Pacific time without any necessary long breaks or anything. No break in the stream to separate it. It's all one ongoing hangout session. Hey. Oh, by the way, yes, there will also be likely a tier maker during that stream, and the one I'm leaning toward is that someone made a tier maker of the top 2 worst or most disappointing games of the year that I have ranked for like the last decade or more. So we can rank like the top 24 worst or most disappointing games from absolute still sucks ass to, maybe they're not so bad anymore in retrospect, right? So that'll be fun to do. That's going to be a fun tier maker event as well that we'll do. So yeah, pretty neat. Good stuff tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Saturday. And I certainly hope that you'll come by, hang out, and of course, if you can, support that event. Typically, events get some pretty good support. That will also help for the month end here. Again, I have had a slower month. It'd be great to help make up anything. Super chats, memberships, tips, all would be great. Okay? So that's Saturday. Sunday is React Day, where we're going to do my clip show, DSP versus the internet, over on DSP Reacts. And then on night stream, over on DSP Throwback, it's going to be Retro React to Mario and Sonic at the 2012 Olympics resuming. We did 2 sessions of that over a month ago, and it was really fun. We put it on hiatus because we wanted to wait for the real Olympics. Well, now the real Olympics are here. In fact, don't they start today? It'll be cool to actually be doing Olympics, reacting content while the real Olympics are going on. So that's going to be fun on Sunday night on DSP Throwback. Now, coming up for the rest of the week, Monday, Tuesday, we could do anything. We could do Street Fighter. We could do Fallout 4. We could do Stardew Valley. We could do Nintendo World Championships. Or we could do SVC Chaos. Let's just leave it open for now. Let's not commit. Let's just leave it open. And then we'll play it by ear, see how stuff goes over the weekend, what people are asking for more. We could literally order the streams in any order. I could do a day stream with Bison and Street Fighter 6. I could do a night stream of SVC Chaos just for fun, right? We could do a day stream of Nintendo, or we could do Fallout, try to push and finish it. So we'll leave it open. We'll have it more casualized for those days, and we'll see what happens and go from there. All right? Cool. Keep in mind, big things coming up in August. Number 1, new games. Black Myth Wukong, August 20th. Star Wars Outlaws within the next week. There's the beta, or early whatever it is, for Black Ops 6 coming up. Among other things, there's like 4 or 5 things all going on at the end of August that are going to be exciting. In addition, August, there's going to be a lot of reacting from me. I'm going to be reacting to the Review Tech USA documentary when it comes out, and then I'm going to be reacting to my own documentary when it comes out. So there's going to be a lot of that kind of stuff as well. All right? So, cool. That's awesome. Hope that all sounds good to you. All right? Now, what I'd like to do, talk a little bit about my Street Fighter 6 performance from the other day. Then we're going to do the Phil's Day Off segment. All right? I got a little bit to talk about DSP Throwback. And also, I want to address something that's been going on that I don't really understand. I want to talk to you guys about, I guess, a discussion about that dumb Loud Call podcast. People keep coming by and saying stuff about it. And I'm like, you understand I don't know what you're talking about, right? Like, I have no clue. I don't watch it. I'm not paying attention to it. But people keep bringing it up saying I was right. So I want to have a brief discussion with you guys about that to try to understand what you're even talking about. And then we'll just get to the end of the show, okay? All right. So, Street Fighter 6. Back on Tuesday night, I had a late night stream of Street Fighter 6. And this is great. All right. It was my best session ever with Dalcine. Okay? My best session ever. Just listen to these stats. In casual play, I had 8 wins and 5 losses. Then I went to ranked, and I had 19 wins and 13 losses for a 59% win rate. I got my Dalcine from I think he was 1440, 1450 points, up over 1500 to 1518, and I was actually on the climb. Right? I was on the climb. And then I ran out of time, basically. But that was by far the best session I've ever had with Dalcine. I was playing very solidly. I was playing keep away. There were games against a Cammy. Now, you know how hard it is to fight Cammy in this game with the flowchart bullshit. I was beating her by running the clock out to 3 seconds. Seriously, you have no idea how much endurance you need in a fighting game, especially a modern one. This wasn't the clock flies by. This game is slow, and it's dude, it takes forever, so much patience to play at that level and not make mistakes for the entire round like that. It's not like, oh, I blew out the character and destroyed them with a combo. No, the clock ran out, you know? It's crazy. And I was learning. I was doing better. I actually quite a few people that were good. And I want to clarify what I mean by that. Since I've hit master rank with Bison, the vast majority of people I fought sucked. I'm sorry, it's just true. They're flowcharters. They're Cammies, Kens, other Bisons, and they play flowchart shitty nonsense. They don't have knowledge of footsies or spacing or neutral or even how to react to something. They literally just play a pattern once they get to the corner, and then they sometimes win because they're gambling, right? It's very bad gameplay, but it works particularly online when you really can't react to stuff very well. And it hasn't been a good experience. Well, when I played with Dalcine the other night, I'm not kidding you. I think there were only 2 flowcharters all night. The rest of the players were legitimately good. I fought a Ken who was like 1,600 rank points, he actually understood Street Fighter, and he was a very good character or player, and he was an honorable player. I was shocked. I was like, I haven't even experienced a single Ken at Master that really understood Street Fighter, and this guy was legitimately great. I was like, this is good. And here's the thing. When I play at that level and I play good players, I don't care if I lose because I feel like I'm having a good time. I'm getting an education on how the game should be played at high level, right? I'm absorbing knowledge. I'm learning. Like that Ken, he was actually timing his moves to go over or around my limbs. That's amazing. He would see me go for a limb and he would do the float kick over and do a combo. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know you could do that. I had no clue that that would go over that and beat it, you know? So I was blown away. I was like, these people are good. And that's what I mean. Like, I actually had a great time with Dalsim the other night. Regardless of the fact that if I won or lost, I was playing good players. And that's what it's all about. Getting to a level where you're consistently playing good people and then you enjoy and learn, right? And that's the problem with that grind with Bison that I had, is for the first 2 or 3 sessions that I played at ranked, it was all scrubs. It was all people who should not be in Master playing fucking flowcharts. It just makes it so boring and not fun, and instead feel like grinding work than playing a fighting game and learning. So I had a lot of good times there, and I can't wait for more. I can't wait to play again tomorrow. I hope I can keep that up. You know, again, if tomorrow I'm going to be using Honda, I hope that things will continue to improve in that regard, and I get more comp, okay? Phil's day off, I'm going to be honest, there's not so much to talk about. My wife is sick. She has a bad head cold. With all the stress that we've had over the last couple of weeks with schedule shuffling and everything, she got sick. So she's home with a head cold and is trying to recover. You know, she's on Dayquil and everything. It's like, oh, God, she's so congested. It sucks. So we couldn't really do anything. So as usual, I just went out. I did my usual errands and the like. So we stayed home and we basically watched a bunch of TV. We watched, like, Beat Bobby Flay, you know, which I guess used to be on Food Network or whatever. I don't even know. I've never seen the show before. It's a show where, you know, cooks are trying to beat Bobby Flay in a cooking competition. So we did something interesting for dinner, although it kind of went exactly how I expected it would, okay? So Kat said she had been watching these certain YouTube videos about Italian chefs, and basically she started craving Italian food. I'm like, yeah, but you know, there is no real Italian food out here. Like, no matter where we order from, it's not going to be authentic. This is not going to be East Coast Italian that I'm used to and that she had during our wedding. You know, we had a big Italian feast at a restaurant. And, you know, they don't have that out here on the West Coast where we just not. There's literally no chefs that know how to cook Italian food out here. It's sad. But we're like, you know what? On a whim, let's give it a shot. Let's order some Italian food and see what it's like. So, local Italian place. Crazy good ratings, supposedly. Everyone rants and raves about this place. It's a really good Italian place, right? So we ordered a pizza, a pepperoni pizza, and we ordered a carbonara pasta, okay? We said we'll split it. We'll each have a couple pieces of pizza. We'll each have some of the pasta, and, you know, it should be enough. We ordered these 2 things, should be enough for dinner, all right? But, of course, funny enough, you can't order a size of pizza. It's just a pizza. So you're like, or immediately you're like, yeah, right? Like, I'm sure this is going to be authentic. So we order, and the pizza is about the size of a small pizza from, like, a real East Coast Italian pizza joint. It's not even a medium or large. It's a small, okay? So it's like 8 smaller pieces of pizza. And the thing is, here's the thing. The pizza was not bad. It was handmade dough. You could tell they had made it there. It wasn't like a pre-made crust or anything. And you know, it was fresh made. Everything was good on it. But, number 1, 0 char at all on the crust or dough. So, right off the bat, you know it's not authentic. Any authentic Italian pizza is going to have some kind of a char or some kind of, you know, you get that from actually cooking in the oven. This had nothing. Nothing whatsoever like that. Okay? Basically completely white on the bottom, everything, you know. Number 2, the crust wasn't even crunchy. It was chewy. All right? I'm not saying it didn't taste good. The dough had good flavor. But it was completely chewy. You could take the slice and fold it and just bend it like it's stretchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't even crack. There's no bubbles in the crust. So, again, it's not authentic whatsoever. Like, that's not even close to authentic Italian pizza. It was okay. It was just insanely overpriced. So you might say, well, Phil, what did you spend on the pizza? That was a pepperoni pizza. $18, I think. Actually, it might have been like I think it was 18. It was under 20. But for the price where, like, you think you're going to get a good big pizza, no. Small ass pizza for like $18. Like, what? Right? But again, you know how funny how there were no sizes when you're ordering. It's just the one. There's no option, right? So, pretty stupid. And then in addition to that, the pasta, okay? So the pasta wasn't bad. It was what you would expect. Like, carbonara is a white creamy sauce that has like cream and cheese in it. And this had what kind of meat is it? It's the Italian meat that kind of is like a smoky bacon, but it's not. I can't remember what it's called. It has the name of it. I'm having a brain fart right now. Obviously, I knew what it was yesterday. That's all it was. It was spaghetti in the sauce with some of the meat. It was okay. I would say it was a little bit too much on the creamy side, like too much cream and a little bit too heavy on the cream. Was it prosciutto? Maybe it was prosciutto. I'm not sure. So, yeah, it was okay. All right. And it wasn't a giant portion. Again, it was like a small portion, but it was heavy. So we split it. So it was all right. So between, like, you know, the little bit of pasta we had and a few pieces of pizza, it was a dinner. But man, it was the most inauthentic Italian dinner. And again, no exaggeration. All the ratings for this restaurant are insanely high. Everyone in this area raves about this Italian restaurant, claiming it's the most authentic thing possible. Oh, the food is so good. Oh, it's over the top great, right? I was like, no, no, it wasn't. Like, the pasta was just okay. The pizza was way inauthentic. It was a fresh handmade pizza, but it was not authentic in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, it was pretty silly that people around here buy this and pay top dollar for it, thinking they're getting authentic Italian. It couldn't be further from the truth, but that's all they get. There's no real authentic Italian restaurants out here. I don't think any Italians moved out here. So no one out here knows how to make anything authentic at all. And so they pay top dollar. I mean, I'll be honest, they line up outside of Olive Garden now over here, thinking that's good food. So I think that should give you some perspective. Anyway, so that's really it. There was not much else to say. My wife was not feeling well at all for most of the day. So basically just kind of hung out, watched TV, ate some food, ran errands, and went to bed early. Yeah, we went to bed way early because she didn't feel good. Okay. There you go. Oop, that's a simple Phil's Day Off segment. Nothing too crazy. All right. So I have an announcement regarding DSP Throwback. We've been talking about this over the last week or 2 weeks, right? The next project that will be the next major playthrough to be restored on DSP Throwback will be Grand Theft Auto Vice City, my original run of the game from 2012 on the PlayStation 2, as played on an HD TV with monstrous input lag, my camera pointed at the TV with all of the original commentary, with the music left in, except for the fact that you know what's going to happen is YouTube is going to flag the music, all right? So here's the deal. YouTube has a new tool. It is a copyright music removal tool, where essentially you can do whatever you want in a video, upload it to YouTube. YouTube will tell you if the video has been demonetized because of music. And if so, you can run this tool, which is AI powered, and it supposedly removes the music from the video and then monetizes it. The good news is about this, it's not supposed to destroy the audio of the video. Like, the commentary can still be heard. The sound effects can still be heard. All it does is removes the unique moments of music that stand out and sound like the copywritten song. Okay? So this should work in theory for GTA Vice City. As I play it, or excuse me, as I upload my playthrough of it, if music is identified as a problem and a video gets blocked or muted, I can run that tool, it'll scrub it, and then the video will be able to go live. Now, obviously, this means probably some of the biggest songs of that game cannot be heard because YouTube's going to either mute or block the video. There's nothing I can do about that. I have to remove it so you guys can watch it. So I hope that you guys will understand. But I mean, the good thing about this is, perhaps moving forward, the music in games won't be an issue anymore. If ever the music ends up being an issue, I just use the AI tool and I remove it and we're good. So this actually could be a humongous aid for content creators like myself playing games that have licensed music in them. So when is that going to begin? That's going to begin as soon as a playthrough adjourns. Well, how are we doing on the current playthroughs? LA Noire is literally in the home stretch, probably 4 to 5 parts left, and then it's done. Dante's Inferno is also in the home stretch, probably about another 3 or 4 parts, and that's also done. So it's actually looking like within the next 1 to 2 weeks, both playthroughs will adjourn. All right, so when one finishes, we're going to start with GTA Vice City. What else am I going to do? I'm going to begin with the Red Dead Redemption 1 online co-op multiplayer that I did with John Rambo and others to create the raw footage that I then edited into the Suicide Kings series. This includes a ton of back and forth commentary, joking, messing around, experimenting with the online thing. Some of it's not so fun. Others is super fun when we find the hilarious moments. Okay? So that will be restored and uploaded to DSP Throwback as the next missing project. And then after that, when that finishes, I'm going to look at other missing content, like the Little Kung Fu Panda gameplay that I did, travel vlogs, and other style things from events that I did over the years that have been missing from the internet and aren't there. And I'm also going to look at the stuff that I did on Blip TV in 2010 and see if there's anything that I never re-uploaded. I almost think people say it's either the disappointing games or the Game of the Year countdown, something I never uploaded to YouTube. I'm going to look for that footage and see if I can actually get that on YouTube for the first time ever. Missing vids from late 2010. Okay, so on the one hand, GTA Vice City. On the other hand, basically looking at all of that legacy missing content, try to get all of that on YouTube. Now, I would argue that would probably take August and September to do those projects. Then once we're done with that, the next major thing would be Red Dead Redemption 1 Undead Nightmare Halloween DLC. That was an amazing playthrough I did. That would be a great one to get up there live. Okay, so we have kind of a roadmap of what content will be going live on DSP Throwback over the next several months, just so you guys know. But I do have an announcement in regards to this content, okay? So, as I've already mentioned, this month already my profits are down, and it's because there's basically been no major new releases this month, okay? But over on DSP Throwback, it's even more disheartening because a lot of effort goes into that channel. Particularly, you know, the upscaling, the adding frames, you know, frame rate to make it 60 frames, putting into 30-minute segments, thumbnails, titling, etc. A lot of effort. And this month, that channel took a hit because a lot of the videos that we uploaded to the channel got hit with demonetization. All right? Now, to make this clear, the videos on that channel should not be demonetized unless there's an extreme reason. Like, for example, there's a part of the Dante's Inferno playthrough where there's nudity, there's brutal, disgusting murder, stuff like that. I get it. There's parts of the LA Noire playthrough where there's charred human bodies who died in a fire, in an arson attack. Okay, I get it. Maybe that stuff is going to get demonetized. All right, fair enough. But for the most part, that's like one video out of like 100, right? That's not some big deal. It's not, you know what I mean? But what happens with YouTube's AI is that it's dumb as dirt. So YouTube automatically, once a few videos get flagged for demonetization, will start flagging a ton of videos for demonetization for no actual good reason. And what happened this month is that the videos would go live. And then all of a sudden, it would say, oh, ad unsuitable. We would upload the video, right? I would put title on it and everything. And then all of a sudden, when the video was going to go live, YouTube would flag it as ad unsuitable. And I'd be like, what? That's stupid. So it's bullshit because if something's flagged as ad unsuitable, you then have to appeal that decision and have a human actually watch the video at YouTube. So you say, flag it for review. It could take YouTube upwards of 3 days to have a human watch a video that you flagged for review. Usually it's faster than that. Usually they'll do it within 24 hours. But sometimes it can take 2 to 3 days. The problem is, if your video already ran live, right, with no ads on it because it was flagged as ad unsuitable, then everyone watches it, and by the time YouTube reviews it and puts ads on it, it's already too late. I'm not kidding. That exactly what just happened with a part of LA Noire. The video went live as ad unsuitable. Everyone watched it within the first 24 hours. This morning, someone reviewed it and approved it and said, oh, okay, ads are good. Everyone already watched it. So I'm not going to make any money on that. Now they put ads on it, no one will ever see the ads. And that's YouTube's fault. Their AI is terrible. Like I said, it seems to be like, it's almost like profiling, right? Okay, so one thing went wrong. Let's just assume that a million other things will go wrong and just flag a whole bunch of videos as ad unsuitable, even though they're not, and then leave the job of fixing YouTube's AI errors on the creator or uploader to fix. How does that make sense? What did I do wrong to make my videos being flagged as ad unsuitable? They're not. There's literally nothing in them because I'm telling you, every time that I submit them for review, they always get ads on them. It just takes 2 or 3 days. So what is wrong with their stupid algorithm, right? So anyway, the reason I'm telling you this is because what I'm going to do moving forward with the channel is I'm going to have a video. Let's say it's a new part of Dante's Inferno. So we're going to upload it and let it sit there and see what happens for like a day. Will it get flagged as ad unsuitable? Will it get flagged for copyright? What will happen? We're going to give it time so that we then have time to submit it if we need to do whatever we need to do with the video to get it cleared up. And then we're going to make it go live once all the issues are cleared up. All right? A perfect example of this. A video of Dante's Inferno was supposed to go live this morning. First, the video got flagged for copywritten music. So I used YouTube's AI removal tool to remove the song. It took several hours. I came back to the channel later in the day, and then YouTube ran a second check and said, ad unsuitable. And I said, for what? So now I've submitted it for human review, and I'm waiting for that review to finish. As of this morning, it still hasn't been reviewed. So that video, which has been live for longer than 24 hours, I'm not going to publish it because I can't put anything on it yet until YouTube reviews it. So that's why there was no part of Dante's Inferno that went live this morning, okay? I'm going to wait until the videos are cleared before we put them live. However, you have to understand something. This may result in sporadic uploading. There may be 2 days where there's new videos and then a day with nothing, and then it resumes the next day. And there's nothing we can really do about that. That's because of YouTube. YouTube is screwing up with its auto-flagging bullshit, okay? This is probably going to heavily affect the GTA Vice City playthrough. I can't imagine there will be a day when the music won't get flagged or it won't say ad unsuitable for the language or the violence. But I have to go through the process of doing all of this, and it could take days and days for the videos to go live, and there's not much I can really do about it, okay? So apologies in advance. I know this is all frustrating. It's very frustrating for myself and the editors who are working on the channel. We just want the videos to go live so people can watch them, and it's like another issue gets flagged. Another issue gets flagged. It's like, give me a break. How many days do we have to wait for its 17 algorithms to run to know when we can make this video go live? This is stupid, you know? So, again, it's annoying. It's a new process. Usually, I never have this issue on DSPGaming. It's only been going on with these older playthroughs with their licensed music and issues, things like that. So, I will let you know if and when things change. You know, right now, like I said, already a video is being withheld, and hopefully it clears in the next 24 hours. And, you know, and then I can actually watch it. In fact, I'm just curious. Because, again, you know, I did flag it overnight. Yesterday, I cleared the copyright music from it, and I was going to have it scheduled to go live today, and then they flagged it for ad unsuitability. Okay, so it looks like the check has been cleared, so now I can title the video, and I can have it go live tomorrow, okay? Do you see how frustrating this is? So yeah, tomorrow, I'll have this video go live, and then we'll resume with all the playthroughs. So we'll have a new part of Dante's Inferno tomorrow, a new part of LA Noire the day after, okay? But I guarantee you this is going to be a problem with GTA. Like, every day we try to do a video, this is going to happen, all right? Okay, so that's just a heads up for those who are enjoying the throwback content. And by the way, if you haven't, I mean, it's great stuff. Dante's Inferno is surprisingly good. It's way better than I remember. That's seriously a game that looks like super fun to play. It's a shame that it couldn't be viewed on YouTube 14 years ago because of the gore and nudity. And after GTA, you guys all know that the GTA trilogy is some of my most classic, most highly regarded playthroughs of all time. So I hope you guys will give the remastered edition a look when it goes live over there. Okay? Okay. Okay, the last thing, and this one, I'm going to rely heavily on you guys. All right? So as you guys know, I have absolutely no association whatsoever with Keemstar or anything he's involved in. All right? Last year, there was talk that I would do a podcast with Boogie and Wings, but it would be our podcast, meaning the three of us would do a podcast together. And then both of those guys literally sold out and signed up with Keemstar to do a drama podcast called The Lol Cow Show or The Lol Cow Cast or whatever it is, where essentially the purpose of the show is they get bullied all day. A bunch of people who call farmers go on there and make fun of them constantly, and they just stand there and take it and get paid money to do it. It's a vile show. It's a disgusting show. It's exactly what I thought it was. It's complete and utter fabricated drama. All right? It's mostly fabricated. Like, almost everything on that show is scripted. 100% done ahead of time. They already know what they're going to say and do. They do these fake sides. Oh, I'm going to quit the show. No, I'm going to quit the show. Oh, he quit. Oh, he's back. Oh, he quit. Oh, he's back. It's 100% fabricated. It's just as fake as shitty reality TV. But the people who watch the show are mental morons. They think it's legit. They're just complete moronic idiots to think that anything there would be real. Okay? But the truth is, I never want to be involved in that kind of drama content anyway. Right? Ever. That's why I said I'm not involved with this show. You know, Keemstar couldn't even legitimately contact me and offer me a real spot on the show. He demanded on Twitter that I accept a $50K offer to be on the show before he even spoke with me. Like, he's making demands. Over the last 2 years, he's tried to harass me by saying he was going to contact my friends and family and do a negative Netflix documentary about me. This guy's nuts, okay? He's a fucking asshole. He's a piece of garbage. I want nothing to do with this man. All right, I've made this abundantly clear over the last 2 years. I want nothing to do with Keemstar whatsoever. All right, at all. You guys keep coming on my streams and bringing it up. And I keep telling you, guys, every time that you bring this shit up, you are literally feeding into the hands of these drama bitches. You understand that? Because that's all they are. They're bitches. They make up shit so that gullible, dumb people will talk about it, watch it, and give them money for it. Okay? If you watch the show, if you talk about the show, if you care about the show, you fell for the trap, you're a gullible idiot, and all they care about is milking you for money and views. That's it. They don't want to make legit content. If they did, they'd make a legit show. They haven't done that at all. They don't care about that. They just care about the money. All right? So, I don't know why anyone would care about this show in my audience. If you have a brain between these two ears in your head, you should never watch it. You should never discuss it. You should never give it a moment of your time. All right? The only reason I'm bringing it up is because for some weird reason, people have been contacting me in the last, 4 days, and they're all saying almost exactly the same thing. Here's what they're saying. Phil, you were completely right about the show all along. The events over there have become incredibly heinous. The show has completely fallen apart. It's awful. And what was the other thing? There was one other thing too. So basically, the weird part about it is people keep writing me and saying this. Like, oh yeah, that's what it is. They're saying they actually admitted on the show publicly that you were right all along about everything. Okay? So here's the thing. I don't watch the show. I'm never going to because I'm not a moron. Anyone who watches it is a fucking moron. That's my opinion. You can disagree with me. I think anyone who watches that show is actually like a complete idiot. Okay? There's no one who would watch the show who has intelligence because you know it's fake. The entire show is fake. Can I repeat that? Ladies and gentlemen, the entire Lol Cow podcast, Lol Cow Live, whatever the fuck it's called, is fake. It's scripted, you idiots. How could you fall for it and think any of that is real? You'd have to be a dunce. So congrats to how many member viewers they're getting every time that they stream it. It's a fake show, you idiots. How are you that stupid? I mean, if anything, it just shows there's an incredible group of moronic people on this planet who will fall for anything because they're so stupid, right? Now, what I would like to know is why all of a sudden in the last week, people are bringing this up with me. Like, what actually is going on? Because I feel like at some point I do need to be in the know just in case it does have some negative effect on me. What is going on over there that people are bringing me up? I have nothing to do with this fucking show and never will. I'm not stupid. I'm not a moron. Okay? You're right? So, that I just want to know why am I in being discussed? What actually has happened over there? Can someone clarify for me what is going on that my name is in other people's mouths now and are bringing me up again? Because, by the way, this year has been a great year. If you haven't noticed, no drama. I've literally stayed out of all drama. All the drama is fabricated and outside of my streams and content. Any drama, I'm not getting pulled into it. I've stayed the fuck out of it on purpose, right? I have no involvement with it whatsoever. I don't want to be involved in it. But I feel like every once in a while, I have to ask what involvement I have. Like, why are people contacting me saying I was right all along, you know, and they admitted that you're right? What are you talking about? Right? I don't think you're being discussed. I think someone just said that you won't over them because your stability and ignoring drama. They're bringing it up this past week because Boogie had a horrible freak out on the show. People seeing Boogie break down, but people remember what you said about the show being bad. Is that it? Okay. Boogie got forced to have a face tattoo. That doesn't even make sense. No one can force you to have a face tattoo. If Boogie got a face tattoo, that was his active choice to do something for the show as a stunt so more morons would watch it. You understand? There's no, he got forced to do something. That's scripted. How do you not understand that? Wow. So is that literally it? See, I just like, what does this have to do with me? Why is my name even being brought up? Don't. I want nothing to fucking do with any of these losers. You understand? I don't. I want nothing to do with people who are exploitative, because that's really the truth. The entirety of that group are exploiters. They exploit themselves. They exploit others. They're just exploiting in order to get shock value content for really dumb people who don't understand they're being exploited themselves to just keep perpetuating dumb content, right? It's kind of like what the side scrollers did with my haters last year. They literally kept bringing me up in a negative way so that they would keep getting money from my haters because my haters are morons. So the more that they brought me up in a negative way, my haters would pay them more. And then eventually it dried up, so they said, fuck it, why are we going to bother with that, right? But my haters were too dumb to realize how stupid they were, so they kept giving that group money for literally nothing. Do you really think they care about me? No, they don't. They don't care about me at all, but they would only bring me up when they knew it was time to milk the morons again. How are people so dumb? So dumb that they don't understand when they're being exploited. You need someone to like come and slap you in the face or maybe kick you in the balls to know that you're dumb and you're being exploited. Like, how stupid can you be? The moment you watch that kind of content, you've already fell for the trap and you've given them exactly what they want. Exactly the thing that they want. You and your stupid attention. You're giving them money. You're giving them popularity. Right? For what? For trash. For the lowest common denominator of content. Content that could only be possibly classified as harmful to the world. I'm going to repeat that. That kind of content is harmful to the world, to human society as a whole. Right? Remember when they did the Anna Nicole Smith show back on TV and everyone said, oh, that's not harmful. That content's fine because she's in on the joke. I mean, yeah, she's a train wreck. Her career fell apart. You could tell that she's high and drunk half the time on the show, but who cares? It's fine. She's dead now. She's dead. Because people around her turned her into a living joke. And everyone said, oh, that's fine. That's good content. She died because of those people. Do you understand? So what's it going to take? One of the people on the show has to die, and then you'll realize that it's junk content, that you shouldn't be watching it? Is that what it takes? Are you that fucking dumb that you don't understand that human exploitation is bad? This is common sense, common morality stuff. This is not big brain thinking shit. This is like if you have a base of human understanding in your head, a tiny little nugget of intelligence, you would know that that is bad stuff that should not get attention, right? You should be doing everything in your power to stop people from watching that shit. What is wrong with you? If you watch that content, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you don't know who that is, go look it up. Anna Nicole Smith. Go look her up and see her horrible life story of how she degraded from being an actress into a train wreck person, drugs, alcohol, mistreated by everyone around her, and then they publicized it and made a reality TV show around it, and then she killed herself. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So we have the evidence of how heinous this stuff is. So let's do a whole show based on it on YouTube, and let's give them thousands of viewers every show. Wow, you guys are real fucking smart, huh? Genius level. Ugh. Anyway, that's my say on it. I'm never involving myself in any of that shit whatsoever. So go ahead, saying, you know, they put my name in their mouths. Understand something. It's not me doing it. I was correct 100% on that content. I was 100% fucking correct. All right? I know what I'm talking about. You stay the fuck away. Right? You stay the fuck away from that content. You don't engage it. You don't talk about it. You don't support it. You don't mention it. And eventually, when the crap hits the fan, all right, all you're going to hear is excuses from everyone involved. Oh, we didn't know. Oh, it wasn't serious. Oh, it wasn't meant to take. Yeah. Whatever you say, the writing's on the fucking wall. Right? We have the track record. We see what happens with this kind of content and shit. We already know where it's going. So if you want to be part of that degenerate shit, you want to go to hell, go for it. Satan's waiting for you with 2 hot pokers for your ass when you show up. All right? Me, I'm staying the fuck away from it. I have better things to do with my life. Fair enough? I'm done. I've said my piece on that garbage. Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's this simple now. If anyone is going to try to bother me a shit about it, it's against the rules. It's always been a rule that it's a ban when you bring up drama content in my streams and stuff. So it's this simple. I don't want to see it talked about. I don't need to know about what they're doing over there. I don't care how many times they name drop me. I don't give a fuck. If I see it, you're gone. Straight up, 100% new rule. I don't ever want to hear anything about Lolcow Show, Keemstar, Boogie, or Wings. Fuck all of them. They're fucking erased. You understand? I got better things to do with my life than deal with their bullshit. That's for sure. So, see it? Gone. Done. I don't want people coming to my show. Oh, did you hear what this guy did on his stream? And this guy? Fuck you. You're gone. That's it. Straight up. New rules. Done with it. All right? Understand that. I don't want to hear anything about it ever again. And if they're sad about that, because I know, for example, I know Wings is not a bad guy. I know he's not. Too bad. You wrapped up yourself with the wrong crowd. I want nothing to do with you, man. That's your fault. That's on you. Wings, there's the problem is I know there's people there who aren't horrible people, but I can't be involved with that shit. I can't. You have to lay down the law in your life of what things you want to be associated with and you don't. I will have 0 association with those fucking people. 0. I can't lower myself to that level of horrendous action and the consequence that will come, because trust me, there will be consequence for this. You have to understand this. Something will happen. There will be consequence, right? Okay, I'm done. Orcs or Dorks, thanks for 38 months as a member. And now he's telling me LTG drama news. I couldn't care less. I literally could not care less about LTG drama. I don't care about anything that you just said about LTG. But thank you, Orcs with Orcs, for 38 months as a member. I don't care. Okay. Excuse me. I received a $1 tip. Someone... Ew. I gotta clean my laptop. It's all dusty. Someone says, will you play stuff with Brian again? Possibly. Right now, I'm not even thinking about it. Right now, we had a fun session last Friday night. It went well, right? We had good variety. I screwed up because I had played Street Fighter earlier in the day, and by the last hour, I was burnt out. So basically, 1 hour was really good content, and 1 hour was really bad content because I played awfully. But outside of that, you know, I've spoken to Brian a couple times over the week. We're cool. But I'm not really looking to do a lobby right now or anything like that. As you know, my schedule's already all over the place. I'm trying to figure out what new stuff to put into my schedule. We got to finish Fallout, right? I wanted to try this Nintendo World Championships. I'm trying to sort stuff out. So I'm in no rush to rush back to that kind of stuff. I'll let you know if we feel like doing it again in the future. But right now, no, I didn't immediately run and make plans to do another session or anything like that. No. Okay? Okay. And by the way, I feel like we should talk about this. I haven't officially talked about this on a podcast, I don't think. But we do have an update on a community member, Jayde. As you know, Jayde is a regular here on my streams. He attends many different kinds of content, including fighting games, chill streams, and other things. And he hasn't been seen for about a week. And that was weird because he said he was definitely going to be here last week for not only that Street Fighter session, but for his birthday and everything, right? And then he wasn't here for a long time. Everyone's like, what happened? Well, I want to let you know, we know because his account, I'm assuming it's not him. It was probably someone doing it on behalf of him. Came into the chat the other day, a couple days ago. I think it was Tuesday. It might have been Monday, but I think it was Tuesday, to give us an update and basically said, yeah, Jayde, sadly, some serious health issues, had to be rushed to the hospital and have emergency surgery, and Jayde is in recovery. So the expectation is that Jayde will be back on streams. We don't know when, but, you know, Jayde, we wish you the best. I mean, that is awful to hear that. I'm very, very sorry that we heard about that and that this has happened to you. We want you to come back. We want you to get better, buddy. We miss you because you're a positive presence on these streams. And I hope that you recover very quickly and you're able to come back and hang out with us. All right? All right? Get better. Get well soon. Prayers for Jayde, everybody. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we got a little bit of extra time before we boot up Fallout. Now, as I said, with Fallout 4, I hope that some of you will stick around to hang out with me. It's not just about the game. It's also kind of a chill hangout session, right? So I hope that you guys will come and hang out and have a good time with Fallout 4 today. If you can support it, please do. I'm really not expecting much on this stream. I'm being dead honest with you. It's probably going to be one of the slowest streams I've done. As I said, today the goal is to raise enough in tips to buy Nintendo World Championships for tomorrow. So between this stream and tonight's stream, just to raise enough money to buy Nintendo World Championships, that's what I'm looking to do. Okay? So anything helps right now, and then we can do Nintendo tomorrow. All right? Cool. Okay, KMF, 6 months as a member, said I had a dream recently that you did a Baldur's Gate 3 run 2, and it was glorious. Well, that's why dreams stay dreams and never become reality. Dabhand says, would you play Fallout London down the road? Sadly, I can't. It's PC only. I don't have a gaming PC. There's no way I can run Fallout 4 on my mini PC with mods and stuff. So unless they actually do an update for the Xbox Series X version of Fallout 4 with this, then I can't play it. Yeah. Sucks. No, I've actually never really bought a special edition controller, like, intentionally. Like, I've owned a few over the years. Once I had a Dreamcast that was like a sports Dreamcast, but that was only because I needed a Dreamcast. It was the only one available, like, off of eBay. I've never went crazy and bought, like, a special edition console or controller tie-in to anything, to my knowledge. I can't remember. I don't think I had a single one, actually. Not to my knowledge. Now, I have bought joysticks for Street Fighter 4 back in the day that were themed to Street Fighter 4. That I did. But that would have been it. I never bought like a controller that was themed to anything. No, my editors don't want to be publicly exposed because they know they will be mass harassed by trolls. Therefore, they don't have any way that you can contact them because that would be really fucking stupid. Have I ever had spaghetti and meatballs from Costco? No, I have not. Add the Gamer says, thanks for the Epic Mickey 2 recommendation. I'm going to start soon. I did not recommend Epic Mickey 2. I said Epic Mickey 2 was terrible. I actually said Epic Mickey 1 was a good game, but it ran terribly on the Wii, and that's why it sucked. That if it was a better platform, then it probably would be a much better game. Epic Mickey 2 legitimately was super boring bullshit. It just was not a good game at all. I would play the 1 remake that comes out later this year. I would not recommend 2. Okay. Expand Dong says, I think when it comes to entertainment being real or fake, does it matter? Look at wrestling. People know it's scripted, but they enjoy it, and that's fine. Same with TV. The difference is, with wrestling, no one's getting hurt. It's, you know it's fake. With this kind of exploitative, awful content, it is hurting people. Do you understand? It's degrading YouTube. It's degrading the viewers. It's degrading the people who are involved. It's awful content. It shouldn't exist. People who are pro wrestling, it's just an athletic competition with some drama, like a soap opera. That's like saying a soap opera is bad. No, soap opera's fake. You know it's fake. Pro wrestling's fake. You know it's fake. The Lol Cow show is not portrayed as, this is a drama fake show. This is a real podcast where all these heinous things are really happening. They're portraying it like it's reality. That's not good. That's exploitation. That's awful. It shouldn't exist. You understand? That's the difference. Okay? I don't care if it was fake, like if it was a scripted show and everyone knew they were playing characters and it wasn't real, then I wouldn't really give a shit. Seriously. I would still think it sucked. I was like, wow, that's a terrible plot, terrible characters. Why would anyone watch it? But at least it wouldn't be exploitative then. But they don't portray it like that. They portray it as reality because that's how they get more shock value out of morons who watch it. You see? That's the difference. Yes, that is true. Pro wrestlers do get hurt. They do. There have been ones that have died, and it was accidental. That wasn't intentional as part of the show. That wasn't scripted like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, oh, the wrestler, you know, harmed themselves or others around them as a result of the job, right? It would, you know, things have happened. Oh, a piece of something snapped and they fell to their death. That's a freak accident, right? Or the wrestler sadly got addicted to painkillers, which obviously their employer doesn't want them to do and is strongly against, and then their life went to shit. That's different. That's different than actual content portrayed as real that is fake to exploit the viewership and exploit the people involved. If you don't understand the difference, it's this simple. You're trying to justify your own very immature, heinous actions, right? Again, you got to remember something. Actions have consequences. If you spend a ridiculous amount of time and money playing GTA Online for a decade, you will see every other game developer try to make games that are games as a service, and the industry will plummet. If you spend your entire amount of time watching drama content on YouTube that is scripted and or exploitative, you will then see all of YouTube go down the same toilet. And all the other content will go away because everyone will be making what's profitable for morons. Do not see the slippery slope. If you don't, you're stupid and ignorant. And I can't make you smart. All I can do is warn you. I feel like that's kind of my job at this point. I almost feel like I'm a watchdog for this shit because everyone else just seems like it's okay. It's not okay. It's not. It shouldn't exist. I received a $5 tip from the Mysterious Stranger. Guitar Riff Plays. Thank you to Mysterious Stranger for a $5 tip. I really appreciate that you have come by for the Fallout 4 streams and supported in your way. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna say it another way. All right, human exploitation, whether it's consented to or not, is still human exploitation. It doesn't matter if someone agrees to it. It's still exploitation. It's still morally wrong, and probably in some cases legally wrong too. Just that no one's really looked into the truth of the matter, right? But it's wrong. It doesn't matter if they agree to it or not. Do I think my house is haunted? Well, my home was built in one of the 1990s, and no one's ever passed away here. It's not built on an Indian burial ground. I don't even have a basement or an attic, so I don't think so. I have no creepy parts to my house, luckily. Shia, how's it going? He says, happy to see you finally finish Nuka World and move on to something else. Yeah, the end game, right. Absolutely. I'm with you. I received a $5 tip from Adam Theory. Looking forward to some Fallout today. Thank you so much, Adam. I appreciate that. Yeah. Does Jasper's rival cat still appear in our yard? Yes, from time to time, the cat will show up. And Jasper always gets upset. He always hisses and rushes the back door trying to tell the cat to get the hell out of there. Team Terrahawk says, have you seen the Wyatt 6? I don't know exactly what that is. I think that, are you referencing something pro wrestling, Wyatt? No, I don't. I have not watched pro wrestling since 2020. I literally have not watched pro wrestling since 2020. It was about a year ago. I tried to remove all the wrestling feeds from my social media. Finally, the algorithm got smart and stopped feeding me pro wrestling stuff. And when I see it, I block it. That way I never have to see it. And now finally, I have like a life removed from pro wrestling, thankfully. So no, I have no idea if that has something to do with pro wrestling. I'm assuming Wyatt, Bray Wyatt, rest in peace. No, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I would not get a tattoo at this age. No, I would not. I'm happy that you're happy that I'm getting back to Fallout 4 Team Terrahawk. Twice, are you now the new person who asks random questions? Are you the same person who was here twice and keeps changing their name? Because now you're just asking me random questions again. Well, I check out the Ant game coming out. I saw something about it on social media, but I didn't really get into it and look into it yet. I don't know even when it's coming out. What about a piercing? No, I would not get a piercing in this point of my life either. No, I'm not considering getting an animal therapist for Jasper. Jasper's doing just fine. How old is Jasper? Sadly, we will never know. We will never know. When we rescued him, they said he could be anywhere from 2.5 to like maybe 4.5 years old. They were guessing around 3. Okay, but that, we don't know. And then, we've had him for between 5 to 6 years. I always forget because I don't remember the exact date. Let's say we've had him for like 5-ish years. And if he was 3 when we got him, so he's around 8 or 9. But we can't confirm because he had no true history. It sucks when you rescue an animal. It sucks when they don't have true history. Like, we don't know his true medical history. We don't know why they front declawed him. It's so weird. Why would you front declaw and not back declaw a cat? It's confusing. So we don't know what happened there. No, I've never had a kidney stone, and I hope to never have a kidney stone. No, we don't know his Jasper's birthday, sadly. Peepo Shart, what a name, says, hope you play the new Zelda. I'd like to see your take on puzzles, especially after Riven. I mean, I play a lot of puzzle games, you know? I played Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom had a ridiculous amount of puzzles, right? And, yeah, Riven had some really tough puzzles. I play games with puzzles in them quite frequently. Would I consider playing the original Mortal Kombat games for a stream? If they ever came out with a good collection, sure. I wish they would, but every time that they've ever released them for something modern, they suck. Like, they released it for, like, Xbox 360 and PS3, and they were laggy, awful crap. They controlled poorly, they played poorly. It would be great if they would do, like, a legacy collection for MK, but you notice they've never done anything like that. I guess they're too busy pumping out new versions of Mortal Kombat that suck, like MK1, instead of making legacy collection. Well, Peepo Shart, you have to understand that most people don't have the word shart in their name. We don't usually talk about sharding too often. No, I'm not watching any stupid gimmick boxing matches. I don't waste time because I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to watch that. All right, twice. You can stop spamming stupid questions in the chat now. I'm already fed up. All right, guys, last chance if you have anything to ask or say, and then we're going to jump into Fallout 4. No, I don't know what I'm going to do for the end of my Fallout run. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't release a Classics collection for Mortal Kombat. I just don't know why they wouldn't. Unless there's a legit reason why. Maybe there's no way to emulate these games properly without lag and issues. I don't know. It doesn't seem to make sense. You have to keep in mind, even though Mortal Kombat sucks, it's still the best-selling fighting game. Like, Mortal Kombat far outsold both Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8, even though it sucks. And people aren't playing it anymore. It's still outsold massively. So it would make tons of money with the Classics collection. I don't know why they don't do it. Maybe there is an issue there with licensing and rights. Perhaps there is. No, King Furbs, I haven't seen that. But that's interesting. He says Black Myth Wukong is more like Neo, where it's mission-based. It's not an open world. I guess that would make sense. That'd probably be easier to develop. No, I did not get a code for Marvel's Rivals Beta. Mostly because I didn't know you could apply for a code for Marvel's Rivals Beta, so I didn't get one. You kind of have to... You can't win if you don't play. I think that's the slogan from Lotto. Well, it's kind of the same thing with that. I didn't even know you could apply for it, so I missed it. Which Mortal Kombat is my favorite? I would say either in the Classics, Ultimate MK3, or in the Moderns. I think I liked MK9 and 10. Like, MK9, I liked because it was a reboot of the franchise, but 10 played much better. But 9 kind of was the really cool plot. So, it's hard to say. So, either 9 or 10 Modern, and then Ultimate MK3 Classic. Twice, I already asked you once to stop asking dumb questions. This is your second chance to stop. Please stop. No, I know. Double M says, I think you should try applying for some game codes and betas for the channel. You're big enough, companies would do it. I got it for Street Fighter 6. I got in the beta. It's just, I didn't know there was a Marvel Rivals thing to ask for the beta code. I had no clue. I totally missed out on it. All right. I think we'll wrap it up for today. All right. Thank you guys. And Thanks for the early support. Again, I really wish you guys would hang out and stay with me. I know there's over 300 people on stream. Stick around for Fallout. Even if you don't like the game, we can still hang out. We can still talk. We can still have interaction. It doesn't have to just be about the game. I'm going to be trying to rush through this DLC in the game and get it done because it's not very good, in my opinion. But I want to get to the end of the game and make the final choices and everything. All right, so I hope you'll stick around. And again, if you can support, my whole goal today is to raise enough tips to buy Nintendo World Championships for tomorrow. That's actually my goal for the day. So if you could support today with tips, that would be amazing. Thank you, guys. Tomorrow, obviously, we'll talk about the progress that I've made in Fallout 4, the chill stream of Stardew Valley, and any other news that arises. All right, thank you, guys. See you tomorrow. Peace out.